Hi there, USBGF Facebook friends. This is Phil Simbor, USBGF Teaching Pro, and I haven't posted a position for a few days because I've been busy. I was at the largest backgammon tournament in the United States, an incredibly well-run tournament in Novi, Michigan, run by Carol Cole and her fine staff, and I'm very happy to say that the reason I was so busy is I won the darn tournament. I won uh, 13 straight singles matches without a loss. I won the Open Championship division and the Seniors division, walked away with two beautiful trophies, and it was really, really fun. In the finals, I met one of the greatest players that ever lived, Mike Sankowitz, who had lost to me earlier in the main and worked his way back to meet me in the finals because it's a double elimination tournament, and he had to beat me twice in the finals, but I beat him in the first round, and so I was his only loss in the tournament, but he lost to me twice, and I managed to win. I don't know if Mike likes me anymore. I know he must have loved me before the tournament. Everybody does. But the main reason I'm talking about it is because I'm so excited. I'm so proud, and I really want to thank all of my friends on this website and on the Facebook, people who emailed me, people who posted, rooting for me, watching it along the way, and wishing me well. I'll tell you, that was very, very heartwarming to see that many people wanting me to win, not because they know I necessarily deserve it, but because just because they gotten to know me through these videos or whatever, and it's I guess it's your way of saying thank you for the time I'm giving you by showing you what's going on with some of these positions and so on. But again, I really, really appreciate it. It was quite an outpouring of support both before and after, and really welcome. This is one of the positions from the tournament where I was red and I was on roll. Score is 0-0 to 11. All the matches in the championship division all the way through were 11-point matches. And so it was a pretty good test of skill, and a pretty good test of how much luck I had to win. Nobody ever won a match, much less a tournament, without having a lot of luck, and I had more than my fair share. Anyhow, I thought I might get lucky here, and I wasn't sure if I should double or not. I was red, so I'll just shut up and let you decide what you would do. If you're red, would you double here? And if you were blue, would you take or drop? Give it a little thought, and I'll tell you my thoughts and what I did, and then we'll see what's right. Okay, if you've taken lessons from myself or any of my partners, Perry Stick, John O'Hagan, or I believe anybody who really approaches the game properly will teach you Woolsey's Law, and that is before you decide whether you're going to double, ask yourself if you would take if you were blue. And in this position, I decided that blue has enough timing and enough chance to take, and it's not just a matter of timing. 52 pips is not perfect timing at all for a 1-3 back game. I'd rather have 100 pips down, or I probably could even live with 70 or 80. So it's really a little bit short on timing, except that red is behind a 5 prime, and if red doesn't roll a 6 soon, this prime could crumble here, and you might not be behind a 6 prime anymore. So the combination of the timing that you might have, the fact that if he doesn't crumble and you're forced to, you might get another checker or two back and gain timing, I think it's a pretty easy take. So now the question is, do I double? Well, I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure. And one of the things I decide that helps me decide whether to double or not is market losers. What's going to lose my market here? Well, certainly many 6s are going to cause me to lose my market. If I roll a 6 and he doesn't hit me, or if I roll a 6, that's 11 market losers right there. But what about the non-6s? What happens if I roll 5s, double 4, double 3? What if I don't roll a 6 and just roll a normal number, and then I don't roll a 6 the next time? So it looks like there's a lot of danger here. But at the same time, if I do roll that 6, or if he rolls big numbers and double 5s or double 4s and crumbles first, I got a heck of a position here. So I really wasn't sure. So I applied another principle that I am very proud of. I use Simborg's Law. Simborg's Law basically says, put yourself in your opponent's shoes and ask yourself what you would hope your opponent would not do, and then do it. So I asked myself, if I was blue, would I want red to double, or would I rather see red roll here? And I came to the conclusion that I would rather see him just roll without doubling, because this is a little scary. I can get gammoned a bunch, and I was playing in this position a very, very, very top player, and I'm sure that top player would not like to start out this match being down 4-0 and getting gammon in this position. I know he would take this cube, or at least I felt he would take this cube, but he might not like being gammon. So I thought there was even a chance I could get a drop in this position. With that thinking, I chose to double. And a more technical approach to the game would be to estimate wins and gammons and try and figure out the take points and so on. The take point, by the way, we know. The take point's about 21.5%. And the price of gammons is about 0.5, and just if you estimate gammons and wins, that's why I think this is an easy take, because you win more than enough to justify the take. I guess that gammons were probably in the mid-20s, and it turns out I was right, and I guess that wins were in the mid-30s, and I'm right, but you're also going to win a gammon or two and turn it around the other way, and when you do the math, you're going to be well over 21.5. It turns out that it is not a double, but it's right on the edge. So I made the mistake of 0.011 of doubling. My opponent dropped. I got a 31% error. And according to Extreme Gammon, what this little thing over here means is that if you're going to get a drop, even 3% of the time, that justifies making the double. Now, I really misjudged this. I had no idea that he would drop. And I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm saying he misjudged this position, or he had his own reasons for whatever, for just the fear of the gammon, these 26% gammons or whatever. But most likely he misread the position, because a very good player should not drop a cube that's a 31% error. But you just saw here that it happens. Let me tell you something. I've seen worse. And I got an email just recently from Kit Woolsey, one of the greatest minds in the game, telling me that it's not unusual for giants to make 20%, 30% errors on the cube. It would be very unusual to make it in checker play positions, because you can compare plays and so on, according to Kit. But it's not that unusual in cube decisions, unless you have a clear reference position, or it's a pure race where you can absolutely calculate wins and losses. It's not that uncommon for a top player to make a very, very large blunder. So think about those things when you're doubling. If you're not in the open division and you're not playing really top players, there's even more of a chance that your opponent's going to make a mistake and take a cube you should drop, or drop a cube you should take. So you just have to do your best guess at what you would do, and anytime the answer is, I'm not quite sure about this or that, your opponent is never going to make a mistake if you don't turn that cube. But if you don't turn the cube, maybe you'll make a mistake, and maybe you have prevented him from making a mistake. This is a classic position that fits that criteria. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and again, thank you all for supporting the U.S. Backgammon Federation, these videos, and me personally. Thanks. Bye-bye.